Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with another episode of Aether Raid's Offense. Today's video covers the recently completed Astra season. I actually had a bit of a rough season. Not really. It wasn't really rough. It was more that I wasn't paying attention in 2 matches and just, well, it's hard to explain. Usually when I lose, it's because I either wasn't thinking or because I was thinking super hard about one thing and just tunnel visioned on that such that I missed another important thing. So I had one of each of those losses this week, which was annoying, but oh well, I'm sure I'll survive. I used a lot of the dual Lin team this week just because I was feeling really lazy. So I'm actually going to go ahead and showcase 3 of those maps today. All trap-style maps where you get refreshes and rallies and turn 1 pressure and blah, 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 blah. So I figured it would be a good idea to 1, showcase those maps, and 2, showcase how the Lin team would play around maps like that. So let's go ahead and just get right into these battles. The first map is a bit of an odd wrist trap. The Bernadetta's wrist is going to deal damage to all of the enemies at the beginning of the first enemy phase, although the healing tower will offset that damage on Sigurd, Veronica, and Duma. So to kick off the first enemy phase, Mirabilis will refresh Bernadetta, and if you haven't put anybody in the enemy's ranges, Veronica will perform a post-combat restore on Dimitri. She'll get a refresh from Sigurd, and then if there's anybody in her range, she'll get a rally from Bernadetta. After that, if she can KO somebody in her range, then she'll go off and do that, and the AI will become aggressive. However, if she can't get a KO on anybody in her range, then she'll just go up to restore Mirabilis, and the AI will not become aggressive. So I'm not entirely sure if this map designer quite accounted for that bit of healer AI logic, but that's what I'm seeing for this map. So as far as approach options, I honestly think the best thing you can do is just bait it out, and since Sigurd places himself squarely in front of Duma, that's a great place to just have Regan walk up, KO him, and just canto away to get the enemies moving on turn 2. I'm going to send in the Lin team for this map. I'm going to start things off by smiting her onto the bolt trap with Regan. Then she's going to be able to take out the Duma and get a refresh from my Sigurd, so she can go off and take out the enemy Sigurd. After that, the duo's hindrance structure will be disabled, so I can have her use her duo skill, move 1 space down, attack the Veronica. Then she's in Wings of Mercy range, so I will be able to warp my Peony to her, and then attack the enemy's Dimitri. Then use Peony's duo skill. Since Sigurd will be adjacent to Peony, he's actually going to get the effect of that. That's okay, because he can then just use Dance to essentially transfer his action to Lin, who will take out Bernadetta, and then Tiki can warp in to eliminate Seros, and 1 harmonized skill and reposition later. Tiki will be safe, and then I can warp in Naga to smite Lin out of harm's way herself, and that leaves Mirabilis alive, so I can pick up the Aether structures on the following turn or turns, depending on. I'm not actually sure how long it's going to take me to grab these, especially with that fountain up in the corner there. So as I described, take out Dimitri, and then I will be able to use the duo skill. Duo skill goes to Sigurd again, and I was actually kind of annoyed that this strategy doesn't really work with Altina as a bonus unit, because Altina, I can't do that final smite that I would need to get Lin out to safety, since after repositioning Tiki, she is still in Mirabilis' range. So you'll see what I mean when I actually get there. But she can take out Bernadetta, and obviously Tiki's going to attack Seros. She's going to do that from the space below Seros, and then the harmonized skill. And you can, as you can imagine, I'll reposition from that space where the heavy trap is. Since Lin has a sound trap anyway, it'll be disabled. Although actually, now that I look at it, yeah, no, this would have been fine. I could have had, instead of smiting Lin up with Regan, I would have had Altina reposition her up, and then I'd have Regan over in the lower right corner, and then she could do the final smite instead, because she has 3 movement. Yay, cavalry. Okay, cool. I was worrying over nothing, as usual. Nice. Okay, so I can go ahead and do this. Have Sigurd refresh Lin here. She can take out the fountain. Naga can grab the Amphore. and then Lynn can finish off the job.
Lynn, you're a wonder.
Accept your punishment.
The second map is a 7-slot trap. The idea is that at the beginning of the first enemy phase, Sigurd is going to jump out and refresh Sarah. If there is a attacking unit in his range, then he will get a refresh from Eleonora, or a rally from Eleonora, sorry. And Eleonora will in turn get a refresh from Azura, which extends her threat range, though I will note that it does not quite match Sigurd's threat range. The very edge of Sigurd's threat range is not covered by Eleonora, and that, I think, is a big weakness here. Because it's possible, just like with map 1, to have somebody sit at the outer edges of Sigurd's range, trigger the rally, or maybe even not trigger the rally, and just smite someone in to snipe Sigurd on turn 2. And again, Astra Season, we have Regan available. It's not like this is a particularly hard thing to do. So that is probably the biggest approach option I see. I'm honestly not sure why. I feel like I don't see a whole lot of 7-slot trap setups where the map designer actually places their traps near where their refresher is going to end up, which strikes me as odd, especially on a map like this, where the traps are literally doing nothing right now. I don't know. Perhaps there's a reason, but at this point in time, it just strikes me as odd. In any case, let's just go ahead and get into my approach. I will be sending in the Lynn team for this map. It is going to be a turn 1 initiation, so I can avoid all of the craziness with Sigurd, refreshing Sarah, and whatever annoying things happen as a result of it. So I'm actually just going to take Sarah out. And Naga, being a flyer, is going to be able to break the iron fence in front of Sigurd. That will allow Sigurd to refresh my Lynn. She can go ahead and take out the duo Sigurd on the enemy team. And then she'll be able to activate her duo skill, and then a lot of evil things are going to happen to these poor enemies. So, let me see here. I definitely want to trap the Thracier. So, Eleonora is a good place to start on that one. And then I think that I will warp Peony in to Lynn's left. That will allow me to take out the Julia. And then, since she has taken out the Julia, I will be able to use Peony's duo skill to give her Lynn another action. She'll take out the Saros. Tiki can warp in and break the Aether Amphore, and use her Harmonized skill to allow Lynn to finish off the Azura, which will make for some very easy cleanup on the next turn, with Lynn able to take out the Aether Fountain. Or, I guess I could have Peony do it too, it doesn't really matter. One of them will take out the Fountain, and then somehow Thracier will go down, whether it's to, actually, probably any of my units that will be able to target her would be able to take her out. I guess Tiki is probably the most shaky because she won't have with everyone, so she's not going to have her absolutely massive attack bonuses. And also she's minus speed, so that sucks too. I guess, yeah, let's just have, yeah, we'll do it this way. Not too bad at all. The third map is yet another 7-slot trap. As with all 7-slot traps, the idea starts with a refresh. Sigurd is probably going to win the distance from the closest enemy check. So he will win the privilege to go off and refresh Veronica. If there is anybody in his extended threat range, he's going to get a rally from Leaf, who will in turn get a refresh from Ninian, since he's going to be rallying from the space below Saros. I would say that this has basically the same weaknesses as the other maps for today. You will note that, yet again, there is no trap in front of where Sigurd is going to end up. No trap in front of where Leaf is going to end up either. So you could, theoretically, either, one, prevent the rally from going off entirely and snipe Sigurd, or let the rally happen, but make sure you don't leave anybody in Leaf's range, which is a little bit harder if you don't have backline space, I will note. and then pick off both of them. I mean, I do strongly recommend that you pick off the both of them so that they lose the significantly powerful refresh, three move refresh range in Sigurd, and the heavy hitting Leaf, who is also kind of up in your face at the space below Saros. That's a pretty forward position that you probably want to remove him from. After that, it should just be cleanup. So just some pointers to keep in mind, and let's go ahead and get into my approach now. This fellow is running 3 duo heroes and a hindrance structure, but the hindrance structure is relatively exposed, and because it's Naga bonus season, or I guess I would be able to do this during Regan bonus season too, I can actually take advantage of this. Let me go ahead and reposition Regan straight up. She's going to attack into Ninian. Ninian is going to deal enough damage to put Regan in Wings of Mercy range, allowing me to warp Tiki in to destroy the duo's hindrance structure. I'm not really sure why they didn't switch the structure position-wise with the tactics room, but I'm not complaining. Alrighty, so... Oh, that Ninian had light breath. Oh, but that helps me! Nice! The math on the Lyn versus Saros matchup was incredibly tight.
Let us dance.
I thought the light breath was going to ruin it,
This way.
but because Regan has Panic Smoke, it actually helps. So that's cool. Saros is going to go down to 2 attacks from Lyn. She does mitigate a lot, but Ruptured Sky makes up for it. So let me go ahead and activate Lyn's duo skill now that the hindrance structure is destroyed. The other nice thing about destroying the hindrance structure is that I don't actually have to take out all of the duo heroes, and I can trap the Sigurd. So let me go ahead and take out the Veronica, test that trap from... Well, the one that Lyn just stepped on, obviously, which was fake. So now I can activate Tiki's Harmonize skill, since that will provide a new action to heroes of from the same titles within 2 spaces, as opposed to just adjacent, which is really nice. So I can have her go ahead and attack the enemy's peony. Then I will warp in my own peony to refresh Lyn and use her duo skill to provide another action to Regan. Now, Regan took counterattack from Ninian, so her Gale Force charges at 1, which means that she's going to be able to activate it with 1 hit, which is perfect because Lyn has been chipping these guys down with Savage Blow. I'm going to have Regan attack the Leaf,
Over here?
which will activate her Gale Force, and then she can go ahead and break the Aether Amphore, which additionally starts trapping Sigurd. Then to finish things off, at least for the turn, I can go ahead and have Lyn attack the Aether Seer,
Go for it.
and after that I will warp Naga in with Wings of Mercy, straight to Sigurd's left, and smite Lyn straight down. That will allow me to clean up the Aether structures on the next turn, and then finish Sigurd. So let me go ahead and I guess I might as well just have Tiki do this,
At your
and
command.
then Lyn should be able to take Sigurd out.
You're a wonder.
Accept your punishment.
And that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Aether Raid's Offense. Next week we will be going back into Light Season, so hopefully that proves a less annoying experience than this Astra season, at least for me. Regardless, I do hope to see you all again in a week for another Aether Raid's Offense video covering that. So as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.